starting. What are you most ready for to get into some competition?
Well, I think we're most ready to play some competition besides ourselves and our own pitchers. You get to a point in your practice season. We've been practicing since September 1st that you really just, to grow at this point, we need to go on the field and compete against opponents. And then we'll see really where we're at and where we need to go.
Questions? Charlie, you start.
Great, thank you. In an interview you did with the Conquering Heroes podcast, you mentioned that something you felt was a big asset for your team was that they play like they have a chip on their shoulder. And especially coming off of last year's tough losses to Washington, how do you see this kind of chip on the team's shoulder manifest itself in practice?
Well, I saw signs of it, and we're kind of at that point of practice where we need to play Washington. We need to play somebody else. But I have a group of upperclassmen, a true senior class in Storako and Hannah Carson and Lexi Blair, and then of course my super seniors in Bump and Bobian who've been here, and we've got a couple additions and Christina and Milena, but I know they're not satisfied. And I know they felt really good about their year last year and felt that it ended too soon. So I hope they bring that with them. I like a chip on your shoulder as long as you know how to manage it.
Ryan, go ahead.
Hey, Hutch. Yeah, we wanted to get your thoughts on the transfer portal and the two additions you brought in this year and what type of impact they might have for you guys this season.
Well, the transfer portal is a whole subject that, I can tell you that we're really excited about Christina Burkhart and Milena Livingston. They're really great members of our team. I feel like Christina's been here her whole 6 years. She fits in so well. And I think she's really going to help us. There's no question. She was a great player at North Carolina. I remember her well as an opponent, and I'm thrilled to have her on our team. And, and I remember Milena as a Penn State player, and she gives us some depth and versatility. But, they happen to both be in the portal. They come in as grad students, which is a much better fit for the University of Michigan. Transferring into Michigan is very difficult. And it won't be something that we live and die with year to year. I think we will look for the right kind of fits that fit us academically and fit us, of course, athletically.
Justin, go ahead.
Hey, Hutch, how nice is it to know you're 10 days from season and that you're going to be playing somebody that's not in the Big Ten standings?
That we're going to be playing somebody that doesn't wear maize and blue, and we're going to have 17 inches of snow here by tomorrow. So I can't tell you how nice it feels.
Joey, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to go along the same lines. I mean, looking at the schedule, first thing to notice, out of conference teams. Considering all the kind of frustrations surrounding the perception of Michigan's resume last year, how does that kind of factor into these first opportunities to go and play different teams down south?
Well, it's what we do every year except last year. And, we've always played out of conference teams. We try to play a very competitive schedule. We're certainly looking to have a strong RPI, something you have to manage. And we're trying to win games. And we want to do all those things. So I'm not making much more of last year's perceptions. I don't care what anybody's perceptions is. You got to win on the field. And bottom line is when you get to regionals, you got to win. So it doesn't really matter who you play. You can talk about where you think you should be seated and where you go. But ultimately, we can't dwell on that. We don't control it. We have to control what we control. And we control how we play.
Noah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's no secret that pitching was a huge strength of the team last year and everyone's back, but it seems like some of the offseason adjustments that were made, such as the 2 transfers and bringing Faith Canfield in as a volunteer coach, we're working to strengthen the offensive side of things. So what do you think those 3 additions will do to improve your performance at the plate this season?
Well, we have a really great balance. So we have some old seasoned kids. We have some very young kids. And we're going to need the old kids. We need to count on them until the young kids get used to the college game, the pace of game, managing their plates. I mean, plate management is is different in college. It's much more difficult. Hitting's hard. Hitting's very hard. And, it is certainly my goal every year. We work really hard every day. We hit every day and we work really hard. And when Faith came in, I said, you're going to stay on the offensive side because that's where we need. And she was a great offensive player for us. She's been a great addition.
Josh, go ahead.
So how important do you think it is to get off to a fast start to this season and establish some positive momentum?
Well, it certainly would be my wish. I like to win the first game and the last game and every game in between. But all I can tell you is that we want to continue to get better as a team. And we do tend to get better as we go. Like we need to play some games, get some games under our belt, get some at-bats under our belts, and give some of the young kids some experience. But we don't get an exhibition season like Major League Baseball. We don't get to go have practice games and we practice against each other. And every game counts. And that can be tough. It's very tough, but it is what it is. So our aim, we'll coach every game to win it. I can tell you that.
Eric, go ahead.
Coach, what's your thoughts? This is a unique year because Coach Kendra is not coaching. He retired, and I just spoke to Coach Erickson at USF. He's joked that there's going to be more eyeballs on you the first couple of weeks in Florida there as you chase down Coach Kendra in the wins. But what's your thoughts there with Coach Kendra obviously not involved in the game? And like I said, more people are going to be paying attention to you closely here the first couple of weeks of the year as you pass him in wins possibly.
Well, first of all, there's no, you can't compare me to Coach Candrea. He is the GOAT. He is the greatest ever. He has 8 national championships. And what Mike Candrea has done for the game of softball, I mean, he's on a level all by himself. I will look up to him forever. He's been nothing but great for the game of softball, obviously great for Arizona softball. And all we're trying to do is we're trying to get to the World Series. We've been able to get to the World Series. That's the goal of this year's team, is the goal of every team. And we have to win games to do it. And that's my only focus. But all I can do is tip my hat to Mike Candrea. He is all by himself. Own stratosphere.
Joey, go ahead.
So at the fall ball games at the end of last year, it seemed like one thing that was really clear to me was that Michigan fans are really thrilled to get back to Alumni Field. So, the energy and the passion from the dugout has always been something incredibly noticeable about the program over the years. So what will it be like to get that energy from outside of it now, once again?
Well, we saw the Central Michigan game. We had close to 2,000 people for both ends of the doubleheader. And it was a long doubleheader. The fans can't wait to get back, and we can't wait to have them back. There's nothing like sitting in our dugout and looking at the outfield bleachers packed with people all cheering for us, all but a few of them. We can't wait. Our fans are special. We have a tremendous fan base. We know half our season ticket holders by name. So we're excited about it, but we hope that we're the ones that create the excitement for them. But our kids cherish that experience to be in Alumni Field.
Justin, go ahead.
Coach Megan a little bit ago said something that I hadn't consciously realized. She hasn't played in the Women's College World Series. Hasn't played past the regionals.
Yep.
It's rare for a player of that caliber at Michigan softball to go several years without that. This is her final year for you. I know you're the coach, but do you sense in your coaching room with your team, is there an extra sense of urgency? You want to keep the unit you've got, the talent you have, you want to get there now?
Well, yeah, of course we want to get there now. We want to get there in June. And the thing is, you don't want kids to come in and press. You don't want seniors to come in and make it about themselves. You don't want that. You want a team that believes in themselves and plays to their capability. And, our pitching has certainly been tremendous. Last year, we had tremendous pitching staff, and we fell short. But I want them to come in with a sense of urgency every day. I want them to have it today at practice, and I want them to have it tomorrow at practice to be their best self, because their best self's the best chance. We have a lot of great talent. We have all levels of experience and game savvy. But the sense of urgency should be in everything you do every day.
Eric, go ahead.
Coach, you've had obviously great pitchers throughout, with from Jenny Ritters to Jordan Taylors, the Nikki Nemitz, on and on. Where does Alex and Megan rate as far as this 1-2 punch that you've had and the pride that they have? They both spoke highly about the youngsters behind them, and they want to pass the mantle to them and teach them what they know. Part of the tradition of the great arms you've had.
Well, I think when you speak of Megan Bovian and Alex Storako, you put them on the same wall with the Jenny Ritters and the Jordan Taylors. They've been fantastic pitchers. They've been last year, both in top 5 in the NCAA and categories and so forth. And that's all I can say is we're lucky that they're on our team, because I can tell you we're tired of hitting against them in practice. But this is a new year and last year's over. As I like to remind them, you have to be hungry now. And it's one thing to have a great year, but it's one thing to be a consistent over a long haul. And because sometimes you can get in your own way. And it's my hope that the carrot is they want to do what they can to get us to the World Series. And, it's no matter what, it's a full team effort.
Charlie?
Yeah, a lot of your veteran players and returners have mentioned that a big thing about playing is in the areas they feel they've grown is confidence. They feel that they've become a whole lot more confident as they played for your teams and under you. How do you try to foster this sense of confidence and belief in themselves as players, as a coach?
Well, I think it takes them a while. I'm probably not the easiest person to play for, because first thing I tell you is I can't give you confidence. That's why I would hand it right to you. You could take a pill or something. You have to understand that your confidence is something you have to own. And I think the other thing that makes it tough is because, of course, I believe in you. And that's why I ride you. That's why I push you. That's why I keep saying, no, you can do it better. You can do it better. Because I happen to know that they can do it better. They have to hold themselves to a better standard. And they learn that in the program, but it's a learning curve, because at first they don't understand it necessarily. And I use today's example. We were practicing rundowns. And I said, okay, you only win the rundown if you do it in 1 throw or less. Because we've been running rundowns like you would think we teach them to throw 7 or 8 times. And we got so much better automatically. I said, now you're intentional. And that should be your intent every time you have a ball and a chance to get him out, to get him out on your next throw. And so they have to learn to be, it's their intention. And they have to be intentional every pitch of every game and of every practice. And that is a lot different than the kids that were playing travel ball just a few months ago. They didn't have to do that. They don't do that. They need to do it better at those levels. But I think they gain their confidence over time, and that's when they're starting to get it. They're starting to get what we're doing.
All right, let's do last question, Noah.
Earlier, Christina talked a little bit about her impact in the locker room, sort of how she's been like trying to take the freshmen under her wing a little bit. Can you sort of expand on that and like talk about how what she's been doing with the younger players has impacted the chemistry?
I just know that Christina is just, I just love her. That kid is just a fantastic, all around, well-rounded individual, high character, high quality. And yeah, she recognizes, she calls herself the grandma. She's the 6th year player. She's the oldest kid on the team. And I just think she understands where she can be of help. I don't have to direct her in that area. I did tell her at the beginning of the year, like, I know you're new, and when you're new, sometimes you just don't come in and become the life of the party. You want to blend. I said, you should do that for a little bit, but you matter, and I want your voice. I want you to be a part of this senior class. I don't want you to feel like, well, I'm just the 1 year in and out player. I want you to be, you're a member of this class, and your voice is going to matter. So I think she's gotten really comfortable with her place in the team. The team doesn't view her as the newbie. She's on the team. She's one of our best players. They love her. So I think she knows exactly what she's doing. She's fantastic.
All right, real last question. I'm going to ask it. You've touched on the veterans. You've mentioned the freshmen just a little bit, but I know you like your freshman class, and they were impressive in the fall. But how do you see them contributing at the plate, in the field, in the circle? There's several of them who can have an impact. How do you view your freshmen?
we do love the freshman class, and you never really know how freshmen are going to come in and adjust to this level of play. We know they're capable, but there's a lot of learning, and learning can get in your way. It can damage your confidence. And I see many of freshmen struggle with confidence, which they're not used to because they've always been the best player on the team and usually the best one on the field. So I think all of them have a chance to contribute to this program. And you can look at Annabelle Wedra, of course, probably one of our highly touted recruits, who is really, she's at the plate. She's a factor. She's a factor on the field. And, she's on our pitching chart. She's in our pitching depth chart. So, and she's doing quite well. She's improved a lot. She's really flourishing under Jen. And, I expect her to contribute. I hope she contributes from day one. You look at Ellie Sealer, who's just been amazing. Really an unsung recruit, if you want to call it that. And she makes plays look easy that I can't believe. She runs down balls in the outfield and dives, catches, throws. She makes it look easy. She's got a great bat. I do think she's going to contribute right away. And again, how she manages those first couple of games is not going to be the telling factor. We got to let her settle in. And of course we've got Durkowski and Emerson Aiken, who without a doubt, we've got our two aces, and I call them both aces. Staraco's an ace, and so is Bobian's an ace. So we have, a deuce. We don't have an ace. And, I do expect them to carry the largest load, but we've got some young kids that need to get some experience and can give us the depth that we need, because we need that. And so I definitely am looking to this freshman class to come in and be a contributing factor. And how much and how often, I don't know yet. I don't know. I think we still have some unknowns. We have a lot of depth. We have kids that can play. We have more than 9 kids that can play. So we need to get them in games and give them playing time. That'll be probably one of my toughest jobs, is to figure out who should be in the game, And so we're going to give a lot of kids opportunities to show us what they can do. And then who did I forget? Who else did I name? Who did I not name? Ellen McVeigh. I don't forget Ellen McVeigh. Just a fantastic middle infielder and a slapper. But she's game savvy and got great infield range. So I think it was a great recruiting class. But you recruit kids for a 4-year plan, and not necessarily that they all have to come in and start and be All-Americans as freshmen. That's always a plus, but this is a 4-year process.